Welcome, everyone, to the Hot Sauce number 178, presented live on Friday, November 18th. The Hot Sauce is the longest-running news show in the EOS ecosystem and the only place where you can get all your weekly EOS news in video format and in less than 25 minutes. My name is Stephane. I'm one of the co-founders of EOS Nation. We're one of the top block producers on EOS, and I'm excited to be your host for today. We've got a great show, lots of exciting updates that I'm personally really excited to share with you guys. We had an EOS Network Ventures AMA with Eve earlier this week on the Fireside. I'll be giving you guys a recap of what was said out there. We're sharing some media footage from Token2049, from Web Summit. Lots of Pomelo Season 4 news. Open applications are open. Pitch sessions are signups are live. Collections is a new feature, and more. We'll be talking about DeFi on Yield Plus that has been taking off over the last few weeks. Talking about Defibox Vault and Pizza rewards. And then we'll go over the winners of the EVM Ideathon. All right, so let's get into it. So on Wednesday of every week, I host the Fireside chat for the EOS community, where a lot of top personalities from ENF employees, block producers, dApp developers, and community members all get together on Discord, hang out, ask questions, and share their thoughts on EOS. So this week we had Eve join us talking about EOS Network Ventures. He was on for 2 hours straight, just answering all the questions from the community, and there was a ton of great information shared there. So I'm going to try to give a couple minute recap of what was said, but obviously I'm not going to be able to do it justice. And so I encourage you guys to go out on the EOS Network Foundation YouTube and check out the Fireside. All right, so as we mentioned last week on the Hot Sauce, there was an MSIG that was passed that issued 68 million tokens that is to be used by the EOS Network Venture. A day later, actually, the community or the ENF, the EOS Network Foundation, updated the permission structure on this account. Or actually, the people on the new account updated the permission structure, and now there's 7 people on the account, which was feedback that the community gave, saying that only 3 people they felt was not enough. So, just a few days after the original MSIG passed, the permission structure was updated. All right, so on to the recap of the AMA that Evo hosted earlier this week on the Fireside. So a few of the big questions that were asked, I'm going to go over and give quick answers. But you should probably go check out the Fireside if you want to have all the information, or stay tuned next week for the ENF. They'll be releasing a Q&A, kind of a text blog version of a lot of things that were shared there. So this information is getting out there, and we're excited to share with the EOS community. I think it's super exciting. So first of all, what's the relationship between the EOS Network Foundation and EOS Network Ventures? Those are 2 separate entities. The funding for each is separate and not to be commingled. And the employees of the ENF won't have anything to do with the team that is being built for the EOS Network Ventures. So who's leading the EOS Network Ventures? That's not even known yet, right? So the fund has the token issuance has been done, showing that there is consensus on the EOS network for such a fund to exist. And now the process of setting up the team, setting up the legal entity, etc., can begin. So it's going to be many, many months before any of these funds is actually invested in projects. So also another question that was on a lot of people's mind is, what is the difference between this 100 million EOS Network Venture Fund that has been announced last week, and the 100 million fund that was announced in Korea a few weeks ago. So those are two separate funds in which that are going to be managed for different reasons, right? So the Korean fund has the ENF as well as many other venture capitalists and firms joining together to promote blockchain investments in the city of Busan in Korea. This latest EOS Network Ventures fund that was created last week, this is for a fund that's going to be investing in EOS-only applications, and they're different. Why 68 million EOS tokens? Well, that number is actually the number of tokens that has been burned over the last few years from accumulated inflation that was set up in the original white paper of EOS. So we had 1% of inflation going to block producers, 4% of inflation going to a worker proposal system or some way to invest in the ecosystem. The network did not have consensus a few years ago of how to invest those funds, so they were burned, and in total there was 68 million burned. Now that there is consensus on how to invest such funds, the network reached consensus to issue 68 million tokens. Okay, another, of course, important question is how is the EOS Network Ventures going to benefit the EOS community? So a very interesting piece of information that was revealed is that it's possible, because nothing is finalized or confirmed yet, but these are the plans, right? So it's possible that the ENV, the EOS Network Fund Ventures, has some funds from EOS, right? All these tokens that have been minted. There's also going to be other venture capitalists that are going to invest funds. So there's going to be funds from a lot of different investors together to invest in EOS projects. Now, if the funds that came from the EOS tokens, if those investments are profitable, well, some of those profits are going to be used to buy back EOS tokens from the market and burn them or lock them or something like that. So that's one very clear way that EOS token holders are going to be able to benefit. So if this EOS Network Ventures is very successful, we could see EOS becoming deflationary if this buyback and burn program becomes very successful and continues to scale. So that's very exciting. So those are some of the big questions that I personally, wanted to know on Wednesday. Of course, there's a lot more information, a lot of discussions on how the MSIG came to be, how the discussions with the community have evolved, etc. And so it's really interesting stuff. So I recommend you guys watch the Fireside, or alternatively, wait for the Q&A that should be released sometime next week. All right, moving on to another event that the EOS Network Foundation was a part of last week was the Token2049 conference in London, which we can see here, still frame of the video that's been posted a few days ago of the Future of Blockchain Protocols roundtable that was hosted, as one of the flagship events at that conference. And we can see here Eve of the EOS Network Foundation chatting with the host. So this was a very interesting conference. This a roundtable, this panel happened one day after the whole FTX fiasco. So of course that was on top of mind of everyone. And very interesting conversations. Just a few days later, there was also the Web Summit conference, which is not necessarily a blockchain specific conference, more of a tech in general conference, and the ENF had a nice presence there. And we can see here 1 minute kind of clip highlighting some of the work that Patty, the chief marketing officer at the ENF, and as well as Nathan James, head of developer relations, sharing their thoughts on this conference. If you want to see any of these videos, of course, all the links are always shared below in the show notes. And so you can always check there to get your links. All right, moving on to our next topic. EOS DeFi has been taking off this week. So Defibox, one of the leading DeFi protocols on EOS, introduced a new Vault protocol just about a day ago, offering flexible staking and multiple sources of yield. Quickly ballooned to almost 3 million EOS in less than a day. So that's very impressive. Congratulations, Defibox, for a successful product launch. And here we can see the APY, currently at just above 9%. So what's very attractive about this is that, unlike liquidity pools where you're at risk of impermanent loss, depending on token price movements, this vault does not have any type of impermanent loss. Simply just depositing your EOS into the vault and then returning it and then earning a yield on that deposit. And there is a 5-day, waiting period before you can unstake. But other than that, you'll be able to withdraw your EOS whenever you want. Of course, there's always risks when you're interacting with smart contracts, with DeFi, etc. So, of course, buyer beware. But it is audited by CertiK. And clearly, the EOS community has some trust in this product as it's attracted 3 million EOS almost in a day. So very impressive stuff from Defibox. And of course, this APY is boosted by the Yield Plus program, which has been live now for just over a month. And, and clearly, these juiced up rewards are attracting a lot of capital to be deposited in DeFi protocols on EOS, which is what we want to see. Pizza EOS DeFi, another top DeFi protocol on EOS, announced this week that their plan for redistributing this 5% bonus from the Yield Plus program is now live on the platform. So users who utilize the Pizza protocol are going to be seeing increased returns on those DeFi products as well. So that's great. All right, little break in the show here. Let's check out the chat. We got some nice emojis. Bywire, Andrew, Yana in the house. Thanks for joining us live on the Hot Sauce. All week we run a contest. If you share this tweet of ours promoting the show, we'll enter you in a contest and you can win some NFTs with some nice prizes inside those NFTs. So these bounty block contests are running every week. And then you can just click the link here. It'll be in the show notes below. It's also in that tweet. And then you've got a variety of actions you can take to unlock some entries and potentially win some prizes for helping us promote the show. And of course, always remember, we enjoy the likes, the subs, the retweets, all that stuff. We appreciate it a lot. And if you're doing that, why not, sign up through the bounty block contest, which are the actions you're required to do to, enter these contests and win some prizes. All right, Pomelo Season 4 is underway. Tons of exciting stuff going on this season for Pomelo Season 4. I'm pretty excited about. Applications are now open, so if you're a grant creator, definitely make sure to submit your application for Season 4. Donations are opening up next week, middle of the week, so make sure your application is submitted, at least a few days ahead of time so that you can get approved and then be ready to, accept donations on that first day when we always see a big surge of donations. There's tons of stuff going on around Pomelo. We had our 1-year anniversary last week, and we've been sharing some Pomelo testimonials on our Twitter account. So you can follow us at Pomelo Grants on Twitter. See what kind of impact Pomelo's had on a variety of projects that you likely know if you're part of the EOS community. So these testimonials are great, and they're very encouraging to see, the impact that Pomelo is having, and makes us really proud here, at those of us on the Pomelo team to be working towards such a great goal for the EOS community. Telos actually is getting in on the action of Pomelo. A few of their projects last season applied for grants. Since Telos and EOS are both on the Antelope blockchain software, a lot of the open source public goods that are built through Pomelo, if they can work on EOS, they can work on Telos. They can also work on Wax and UX and other chains as well. But we see here Telos culture, the Telos community doing more active outreach to get those Telos projects to be involved in Pomelo, which is great to see. And just earlier today, actually, they hosted a show with Daniel Keys, CEO of Pomelo. So you can check out that as well on the @Pomelo Grants Twitter account. All right, and so for those of you who sent in your applications already, that's great. Good job being early. The first batch of approvals went out last night, and so we've got our first approved grants for season 4. There's a bunch of them actually. We got a lot of applications in the first 20, in those first few days, which is great. And the sign-up form is now open for the pitch session. So if you're a grant owner and you've had your grant approved as a public good, then you can apply to join the pitch session. So I'll be hosting 4 pitch sessions in English over the next 4 weeks. Our team in Asia, in China, and in Korea are also hosting pitch sessions out there. And you can fill out this Google form to apply for these pitch sessions. So, very, very straightforward stuff. Remember to check your emails once you apply, because that's how we'll need you to respond in order to confirm your spots on the pitch sessions. Another thing that's very exciting for this season of Pomelo is collections, a new feature that's been released for this season, which sees users of Pomelo be able to create a collection of grants that they support. And then through that collection of grants, it makes it easy for donors to donate to all of those grants. So this is a new feature. Few people are already in there creating collections. That's great. For example, here, Yevon created a collection. He named it Approved, and it's basically a collection of all approved grants. So here you can see the collection has 23 grants in them already, and I'm sure he'll be updating that throughout the season. Another example of collection here, we've got Denis, who's created a DeFi collection. So he's got 3 grants up here that are DeFi projects that he supports. Here we can see the Defibox Vault product that I just talked about. And if you want to support these grants, you can click that button. All those grants are added to your cart, and then you can donate to all those grants at once. So that's very cool, very exciting. And actually we'll be creating a collection of our own. It's going to be called the Pitch Session Collection. So if you're a grant, you come on a pitch session, we'll include you in that collection. And that's going to allow people who want to reward these grant creators that are putting themselves out there, reaching out to the community, sharing what their grant is all about, and we'll make it easy for people to donate to those grants. All right, and our final topic here with Pomelo, very important, the Pomelo rules. So last season, there were some members of the community that weren't too familiar with all of the Pomelo rules. So we thought this time around, let's create an article. Let's really lay out what's important, the rules for the community. And we're actually changing a few rules based on feedback from the community, of course. So I'm just going to go quickly over what these rules are. So the first section here is we've got rules for applications. So here are the rules. Grant applications must be a public good, meaning the deliverable is non-rivalrous and non-excludable. Grant owners must provide progress updates each season. So a big part of the power of Pomelo is the fact that these projects can build reputation over time. So now we've made it easier for these projects to update what they've done, how they've reached the milestones that they promised in previous seasons, etc. And that must be done, for grants that are returning. Donor contributions and matching funds must be used to complete the project described on your grant page. Of course, we want you guys to use the funds for what you actually said you were going to do. And grant applications must be original and not plagiarized from other sources. In terms of donation, the rule for donations: do not offer payments, gifts, or other benefits in return for donations. Very important. Do not create a new identity or fake accounts. Try to cyber attack Pomelo to contribute to grants. Of course, that's illegal. Do not covertly coordinate with others to unfairly manipulate the system, and do not donate to your own grant as a grant creator. So that was that is one of the rules that has been modified from previous seasons, so very important to note. In terms of those self-donation rules, a few questions to answer here. Can a team member, an active participant that is helping to build the project, donate to their team's grant? Currently, yes, you can. However, we want to hear from you if core team members listed on the grant should be prevented from donating to it, and how could that be enforced? Don't move, and then don't move your funds around so you can donate to your own grant. Of course, teams can't pay team members to donate. Are large donations allowed? Yes, large donations are allowed. However, this season, we're increasing the Pomelo fee to 20% from 10%. And what this fee does is that all the donations from season 4, 20% of that amount is actually saved for the matching pool of season 5. And what this does is it deters cheaters from attempting to donate to their own grants. Last season, we detected a lot of cheaters trying to cyber attack Pomelo. We, negated those donations in the quadratic formula that determines how the matching pool is distributed. So in that case, the cyber attackers, let's say they donate $100 or 100 EOS, they don't see any matching amount from that 100 EOS. And now this season, they'll actually lose 20 EOS of that donation. That is a fee that is reserved for the future season. So really putting more incentives to not try to attack Pomelo, and making it harder and harder for people to attack and making it cost more and more. So those are some of the exciting things that are going on for Pomelo season 4. If you have any questions, reach out to us on Twitter, join us on Telegram, join the EOS community Discord server. We're out there and we want to help you build an application for a public good that qualifies for Pomelo. All right, and finally here, we've got our EVM Ideathon winners. So we're gonna quickly go over these projects and just give them a shout out. And I've noticed that a lot of well-known community members of the EOS community were able to win first prizes here, which is great to see. So here we've got Realot, enabling discovery of stranded facilities, submitted to the Defi category, winning $6,000. And this was created by Phoenix, longtime EOS community member. So hat tip to Phoenix, congrats on that. And yeah, good to see you winning some prizes. Next up here, we have in the GameFi category, GameFi marketing on Antelope. Use a blockchain game to GameFi marketing with your product. This was created by Alfredo De Candia, another longtime EOS community member. So congratulations, sir, on winning first place in the GameFi category. In the Web3 category, we've got Mark Stair winning from Tippet. Congratulations, Mark, for your small business accounting and Web3 proposal. So this is small business accounting and Web3 sync platform to bridge existing accounting solutions, mainly with QuickBooks, with EOS and Web3. So congratulations, another $6,000 for that first place. Here we've got the Gov3 category, which was won by Bob Hamill. And the name of the product is Robert's Rules on Chain. And this is to add order and transparency to online meetings. Robert's Rules on Chain uses blockchain-defined actions to help groups streamline and document their discussions. Very interesting ideas, helping all of us on our endless Zoom meetings that are larger and larger, as time goes by. This is kind of aims to use the blockchain to bring transparency and streamline these discussions. All right, in the category for social good, we've got EOS Community Key Recovery by June Dam, another longtime member of the EOS community. They're saying that they are the last missing piece for the ultimate crypto private key management solution. So congratulations to June and his team. And then finally, in the EVM GameFi category, so this required actual code, not just ideas like the other prizes. Here we've got Trankers, a tank-based, community-led online play-to-earn gaming platform created by Kunal and Madhav. So congratulations to everyone who won prizes in the EVM Ideathon. Shout out to Helios and the team that put this together. It was a great event. A lot of great content came out. There's a bunch of workshops around pitching ideas, creating pitch decks, all that stuff. So if you're interested, check out the Helios social media for more on that. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us today. Reminder, share that tweet, join the contest, spread the sauce. We appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these updates on this week's news in EOS. I think it was a really exciting week, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. So that's gonna be it for me today.